Hello everyone, welcome to this second session of mathematics for grade 9. Today we are going to continue with the same topic, which is quadratics, and in this lesson we are going to learn how to factorize quadratic expressions of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is 1 of course, using the magic x method. This is another approach, this is another way, another method to factorize these type of quadratic expressions, right? So without losing time, let us start with the first example. Factorize the following expressions. First part, we have x squared plus 5x plus 6. As we are observing, this quadratic expression has how many terms? 3 terms in all, right? So when we factorize a quadratic expression which has 3 terms, we obtain 2 pairs of brackets, right? Now, the method that we are going to use here is the magic X method. What do? We draw a big X, right? Now let us come back with the given quadratic expression, which is x squared plus 5x plus 6, right? Let us consider the leading term, or simply the first term, which is x squared. What is the coefficient of x squared? It is 1. The coefficient of x squared is 1. Now we consider the last term, which is positive 6, right? We multiply the leading coefficient with the last term. 1 times positive 6 is positive 6, right? I repeat, you take the leading coefficient, which is 1, you multiply it by the last term, which is positive 6, you obtain positive 6, right? Now, the second step is to consider the middle term here, 5x. What is the coefficient of the middle term? It is simply positive 5. So you write down positive 5 here. Okay? Now, what do? We have to think of two numbers which, when we multiply, give positive 6, and the same two numbers which, when we add, give positive 5. What are these numbers? I repeat, we are looking for two numbers which, when we multiply, give positive 6, and the same two numbers which, when we add, give positive 5. What are these two numbers? Let us consider multiplication first. Let us write down the possibilities. When we multiply two numbers, it gives positive 6. What are the possibilities? We have 1 times 6 is 6. Or we have negative 1 times negative 6, because minus times minus will be plus, and 1 times 6, 6. We have also 2 times 3. And we have also negative 2 times negative 3. So these are the possibilities. Do we have another possibility? No. Right? So these are the possibilities. When we multiply two numbers, we obtain positive 6. Now, from these possibilities, we now select two numbers which, when we add, give positive 5. Right? Sorry, positive 5. Right? So we are looking for two numbers which, when we add, give positive 5. Let us take the first pair here. 1 and 6. When we add, do we obtain positive 5? No. The second pair, negative 1 with negative 6. When you add, do you obtain positive 5? No, you obtain negative 7. The third pair, positive 2 and positive 3. When you add, do you obtain positive 5? Of course. So we take this pair. Right? What do? We write 2 here and we write 3 here. Okay? Now let us go back with the given expression, x squared plus 5x plus 6. The leading coefficient is 1. So we divide 2 by the leading coefficient and we divide 3 by the leading coefficient. Okay? Now we have to fill in the pairs of brackets. Right? We start with the denominator. The denominator here is 1. So we fill in the first pair of bracket. The 1, this one here, becomes the coefficient of x in the first bracket. And the second denominator 1 here becomes the coefficient of x in the second pair of brackets. Right? Now we take the numerators. It is 2. 2, as you already know, it is positive 2. So the positive 2, you write it in the first pair of brackets. And the second numerator is positive 3. You write it in the second pair of brackets. So this is almost done. 1x is simply x. In the second pair of brackets also you have 1x, it is simply x. Okay, that's it. We have been able to factorize x squared plus 5x plus 6 using the magic x method. Okay, right. So let us take a look at the second example. Here we have x squared minus 5x plus 6. Right? Again, the quadratic has 3 terms, so when we factorize, we obtain 2 pairs of brackets. Then what do? We draw our x. This is our magic x. Right? We consider the leading coefficient, which is 1, and the last term, which is positive 6. We multiply these two 1 times positive 6 is positive 6, right? Now we consider the middle term, negative 5x, and the coefficient is negative 5, right? Now what do? We have to think of two numbers which, when we multiply, give positive 6, and the same two numbers which, when we add, give negative 5. What are these two numbers? Let us see. Let us write down the possibilities. Consider multiplication first. We have to think of two numbers which, when we multiply, give positive 6. What are the possibilities? We have 1 times 6, or negative 1 times negative 6, or 2 times 3, or negative 2 times negative 3. Right? Is there any other possibility? No. So we are done with multiplication. Now we have to think about addition. From these possibilities that we have written, we must select two numbers which, when we add, they give negative 5. Right? So let us select the two numbers from this list. 1, when you add with 6, do you obtain negative 5? No. Negative 1, when you add with negative 6, do you obtain negative 5? No. It gives negative 7. 2 and 3, positive 2, positive 3. When you add, does it give negative 5? No, it gives positive 5. No. What about the last possibility? Negative 2 when you add with negative 3. Does it give negative 5? Yes. So we have to select the last possibility, negative 2 and negative 3. Right? Now, let us come back with the given expression, x squared minus 5x plus 6. What is the leading term? Is x squared, of course, and the quotient is 1. So we have to divide negative 2 by 1 and negative 3 by 1. Right? Now we fill in the pairs of brackets. We start with the denominator. The denominator is 1 here. The first denominator is 1 here. Right. The first denominator 1 becomes the coefficient of x in the first bracket. The second denominator 1 becomes the coefficient of x in the second pair of brackets. Right? Now you consider the numerators. Here we have negative 2. You insert it in the first pair of brackets, negative 2. And now you consider the second numerator, which is negative 3. You insert it in the second pair of brackets. We are almost done. 1x is simply x in the first pair of brackets. Again, 1x is simply x in the second pair of brackets. So this is it, right? It's very easy, the magic x method. Let us try a second example. So in this example, first part we have, of course, to factorize x squared plus x minus 6, right? When you factorize a quadratic having 3 terms, you obtain 2 pairs of brackets, of course. Then what do? We have to draw our magic x. The first term is x squared and the coefficient is 1. The last term is negative 6, so we multiply these two. 1 times negative 6 is negative 6. Now we consider the middle term, which is positive x. The coefficient is positive 1. We write it here, positive 1. Now we must think of two numbers which when we multiply give negative 6, and the same two numbers which when we add give positive 1. So what are these two numbers? Let us see. Let us consider multiplication first, right? What are the two numbers which when we multiply give negative 6? We have 1 times negative 6. Yes or no? Oh, we have negative 1 times 6. We can swap the signs, right? Oh, we can have 2 times negative 3. It gives negative 6. Or negative 2 times 3. It gives negative 6. Do we have other possibilities? No. So multiplication is done. Now we have to consider addition. From the possibilities, we are going to select two numbers which when we add give positive 1. Let us see. 1 and negative 6 when you add, does it give positive 1? When we take 1, you add with negative 6, does it give positive 1? No, it gives negative 5. The second possibility, negative 1 when you add with 6, does it give positive 1? No, it gives positive 5. The third possibility, 2 when you add with negative 3, does it give positive 1? No, it gives negative 1. What about the last possibility? Negative 2 when you add with 3, does it give positive 1? Yes. So this is our possibility, negative 2 and 3. right? Now we go back with the given expression. We consider the leading coefficient, which is 1. We divide both numbers by 1, right? Now we have to fill in the pairs of brackets. The first denominator is 1. It becomes the coefficient of x in the first bracket. The second denominator is 1 again. It is the coefficient of x in the second pair of brackets. Now we consider the numerators. We have negative 2. It becomes negative 2 in the first pair of brackets. And here the second numerator is positive 3. You write down positive 3 in the second pair of brackets. And as you already know, 1x is simply x. So we write down x minus 2. And 1x in the second pair of brackets, again it is simply x. Right? So this is it. Let us take a second part. Here we have x squared minus x minus 6. Right? So when we factorize, we are going to obtain two pairs of brackets. Right? Two pairs of brackets. The leading coefficient is 1 and the last term is negative 6. Right? We have to multiply these two to complete our magic x. 1 times negative 6 is negative 6. Now we have to consider the second term, which is negative x. The coefficient is negative 1. So we write it here, negative 1. Okay. Now we must think of two numbers which when we multiply give negative 6, and the same two numbers which when we add give negative 1. What are these numbers? Let us write down all the possibilities. We consider multiplication first. 1 times negative 6 gives negative 6, or negative 1 times 6 gives negative 6, or 2 times negative 3 gives negative 6, or negative 2 times 3 gives negative 6. There is no other possibility. So we are done with multiplication. Now we have to consider addition. From these possibilities that we have written, we have to select two numbers which when we add they will give negative 1. Let us see the first possibility, 1 with negative 6. Does it give negative 1? No. Negative 1 with 6. When you add, does it give negative 1? No. It gives 5. Third possibility, 2 when you add with negative 3. Does it give negative 1? Yes. Right? So this is our possibility 2 and negative 3. Right? Now we consider the given expression again. The leading coefficient is positive 1, so we have to divide by positive 1, right? The next step is to fill in the pairs of brackets. We consider the first denominator is 1, so it becomes the coefficient of x in the first pair of brackets. The second denominator is 1 again, it becomes the coefficient of x in the second pair of brackets, right? Now we consider the numerators. The first numerator is positive 2. We write down positive 2 in the first pair of brackets. The second numerator is negative 3. You write down negative 3 in the second pair of brackets, right? So we are almost done. As you know, 1x is simply x. We write down x plus 2, and again 1x in the second pair of brackets is simply x. Okay, so the answer is x plus 2 into x minus 3. Right, so this is it, the magic x method. I hope you have been able to understand the magic x method, right? So we stop here for now. We are going to continue with quadratic equations in the incoming sessions. Till then, see you, take care.